Hey y'all, so let's try for card number 2 in our Celebrate Sunflowers and hope that we had all our problems on card number 1, that our glue and adhesive will work and that I remember to do the proper thing with the ribbon. So let's start on card number 2. Remember, we have cards to go with the Celebrate Sunflower bundle from the new current Stampin' Up! Catalog that began in June and goes till next June. So 2020 to 2021, there's lots of items in there to get excited about, so I hope you found something that you liked. But I really do enjoy this set, and I hope you like these 3 cards. So we've done card number 1, and now let's start on card number 2 today. Thanks. Okay, so here's card number 2. Remember, we did card number 1. We had a few catastrophes, but we did get it done. So there's card number 1, this is card number 2, and this is our future card number 3. So for card number 1, you should get in your kit your Thick Whisper White card base, one of the new colors, Misty Moonlight, one of the new color paper, Misty Moonlight, for your inside mat, and a Whisper White inside mat, as well as a Misty Moonlight that I have dry embossed with this new folder called Old World Paper. And I wrote it on there because I tend to forget what the names are. So this new folder called Old World Paper. I'm not really sure which side I like best. I like both sides. A die cut from the Stitch So Sweetly and some die cuts from the Celebrate Sunflowers. This is our stamp set. These are our dies, and we've used these 2 dies and this die for this particular card. And we don't really have a lot of stamping. Again, just like the last one, we've got a little bit of stamping inside and our sentiment, and that's all the stamping we have. So we might as well get that out of the way first. So we'll put this aside, and let's just start stamping our 2 pieces. Now I am using, and these are of the 5 new ink colors, this Misty Moonlight and Just Jade are definitely my favorites. I really, really like them. So I am going to flick that little piece of lint off of my ink pad because I don't want to get that on my stamp. And this little spatula from the Take Your Pick tool is going to work great for that. See how great that worked? Because if you have little pieces of lint on your stamp pad, or they're probably little bits of paper, then they're going to end up on your stamp, and then they're going to mess up your image. So for this card, I'm using the Congratulations on Reaching a Whole New Level of Wonderful. Again, you can use any sentiment you have. Remember, tap, tap, tap. And kind of get that centered and straight on there. Move it down a little bit so I can see it better. And press it down, touch it, and pick it straight up. Yay, perfect! And now for our next one, I'm going to use the Just Jade to do some leaves inside. So I'm just going to bring this stamp in. And just do a couple of leaves however you feel like doing them. Oh, I didn't get that one real good. Excuse me. But that's why paper has 2 sides. Touch it all over. Be patient. Don't hurry it. Much better. And then I'm just going to offset it a little bit. Touch it all over. Give it a little time. Well, it's better. I didn't get it perfect, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. But you see what happens when you hurry. You don't get a real good image. So, dust that off. Get my glue out. I still have my electrical tape on there holding that together. And my glue is flowing this time, so I'm pretty pleased with that. And right now, all we have to do is the assembly. Now remember, if I didn't like this, that this was a little lighter, I could get one of my blender pens and I could just come over this a little bit to darken it up. Get some ink on it from my pad, and I have to be pretty careful to come over it and darken it up. I probably wouldn't, but just so you know, I can do this and get it a little darker if I wanted. And be sure to scribble that off so the next time you use it, I usually scribble it off in my hands and wipe it on my pants. Next time you use it, it'll be clean and it won't be bleeding that color through. Okay, so we'll put that away. Again, I have been using these a lot, so I have little bits of paper on them that I'm gonna just go ahead and pick off, just so you know that if you have those on there, you do want to go ahead and get them off. Otherwise, it will affect your stamping and affect your final image. So we're done with our stamping now. So let's just start our assembly. Got a little bit of paper on my back too. Down and center it and shut it, just to hold it, just to give it a good press down. Okay, I think I'll use this one, and I think I'll try to remember to do this right this time by gluing on my paper first and putting my ribbon on first. So this is the Flowers for Every Season Designer Series paper. Lots of pretty patterns in here. And remember, if I want to wrap my ribbon around, I kind of need to do it now. So, oops, I picked that up. Give that a minute to set. It's a little harder to get something to stick on the embossed, especially something that has this much of the embossing on it, because this is actually really pretty deeply embossed. So it takes just a minute for that glue to set and hold. So how I like to do my ribbon, I don't like to wrap it all the way around because it adds bulk to card, and it also wastes your ribbon because you really can't see what's behind. So I want my ribbon like this, and I'm just going to, for my ribbon, I'm just going to run a little tiny bit. Let's see, is this still broken? No, there we go. A little tiny bit of snail, just to give me something to hook my ribbon to. I'm not going to use that to glue my card down, but what that lets me do is stick my ribbon down. And as I do this, I want to tell you what not to do. Get your ribbon and pull it pretty tightly and wrap it around so that you don't have big gaps, because I'll show you what I tried to do. I got this ribbon just a little loose, and then I thought, oh, I'll add a glue dot, or I'll add some wet glue under here, and look what it did. It left spots on my card, and I don't really like those spots. So I'll probably, when I get ready to send this out, I'll probably put a diamond or a jewel or something on there. But so this time I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pull it nice and tight the first time. And now I have everything I need, so I can put this on my card base. And again, wet glue is the best way to put these dry embossed papers on the card base. It just sticks a whole lot better than the snail or the tape runners. And now I can, since I'm going to pop this up with pop dots, I can go ahead and put this on here now and then put my little pieces underneath of it. Oops, that's the little ones. I don't need little ones. I can use the larger ones. And boy, some of these have gone astray. They have come loose. I'm not going to get to use that one. I can use this little one that I've cut though. They work perfectly well. In fact, I like it when they're cut. I think my favorite part of these is these edges. And definitely use those because they're every bit as good as anything else. And I like one in the middle just to make sure. So pick these off. And some people are real slick at getting these off, but I tend to fumble. And then let's place this where we want it, right side up. And then we can start placing our pretty bits underneath. See, that'll slide under there. And if it doesn't slide far enough, I'll trim it to get it to slide under there. Okay, that looks good. It does look like I need to trim this a little bit to get that under there. I didn't know where I wanted it right at first, so I didn't put it down first, but you could. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on some of these leaves. These dies are very fine and very pretty. So right about there. Press that down. This one, I'm going to cut just a little tiny bit off the end of it too. Oops, oh God, I've bent it. Oh no. Again, just glue the leaves a bit. Stick that up under there where you want it and press it down. There we go. And this is our last one. And it doesn't need a lot of glue. And I like to just tuck it under. Right there, looks good. And again, you can use your tweezers if you have a little bit of glue showing, but that glue is going to dry clear, so I'm not real worried about it. But there we go. Card number 2. Much easier than the first one, I think mostly because we didn't have the disasters of the glue and the adhesive going on. But card number 2. So I hope you like that. I really love the texture of this embossing folder. This paper's really pretty. See, I didn't make my mistake by adding, because if you add this under this, you are gonna, it is gonna show through. It is gonna be wet and show through. So that's another learn from my mistake. And if you need these cards to go, please let me know. Because remember, we have 1, we have 2, and we have 3 coming soon. So I hope you like Cards to Go, Celebrate Sunflowers number 2. Stay tuned for number 3, and I hope you are finding a lot of fun, exciting ideas from the new catalog. If there's anything you need help with, you know how to get a hold of me. So stay tuned for card number 3. Bye.